Have you ever wondered why people fall in love with you so deeply, almost irresistibly? Is it truly about your personality, your appearance, or your charm, or could there be something far deeper at play beneath the surface? Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, believed that love is not random. In fact, people fall in love with you for only two profound reasons, both rooted in the deepest layers of the human psyche. In this video, we'll explore Jung's captivating ideas on love, projection, the anima and animus, and why people are magnetically drawn to you, not for who you seem to be, but for what you symbolize in their inner world. We'll delve into the unconscious forces that shape romantic attraction and uncover the two profound reasons someone truly falls in love with you, reasons that go beyond surface-level traits and instead reflect the hidden architecture of the human psyche. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the Elder Guidance Network channel. Now, let's dive in. We often think of love as a magical accident, a spark that ignites without warning. Yet, for Carl Jung, even the most sudden attraction follows a deeper order, an inner logic crafted not by chance but by the unconscious. What feels like a spontaneous connection is rarely spontaneous at all. It's the visible result of invisible forces shaped by years of inner development, unprocessed emotions, and unmet needs. Behind every instant bond is a structure, a silent architecture of the psyche that guides us towards certain people and not others. This is where Jung introduces the concept of projection. Each of us carries hidden images within, fragments of who we are, who we were, or who we yearn to become. These images are often repressed, denied, or lost in the shadows of our unconscious, but they don't vanish. They wait, and they speak to us through others. When we meet someone who resonates with these inner fragments, we feel drawn to them in a way that seems mysterious, even magical. But it's not them we're seeing, it's a part of ourselves reflected in their presence. Imagine a person who has spent their life being cautious, reserved, perhaps even fearful of emotional vulnerability. When they meet someone bold, expressive, and unapologetically free, they may feel captivated. That feeling is more than admiration, it's resonance. That other person embodies something dormant within, a potential buried under years of suppression. The attraction is real, but the true force behind it is the unconscious responding to what it needs to evolve. The same is true in reverse. Someone might fall in love with you not because of your visible traits, but because you unknowingly represent something they lack. A trait, a quality, an emotional tone they've been unconsciously searching for. You become the missing piece, the living symbol of a part of themselves they have yet to develop. Reason 1. You represent something they lack. It's not just about opposites attracting, it's that opposites reveal what's missing. A rational person may be drawn to someone deeply emotional, an introvert may fall in love with an extrovert, a structured soul may be fascinated by someone chaotic. But this admiration can easily turn into dependence if the person doesn't recognize that what they admire in you is something they could cultivate in themselves. They may cling to you, not out of genuine love, but out of unconscious need. And as soon as that need shifts, or as soon as your humanity disrupts their idealized image, the attraction may fade. This is the danger of projection. It creates an illusion of connection that often can't withstand the truth of reality. When the illusion breaks, the love built on it begins to collapse. Jung didn't stop at projection, he went further with his concept of the anima and animus, archetypal images of the opposite gender that reside deep within the psyche. For Jung, every man carries an unconscious image of the feminine, his anima, while every woman carries an unconscious image of the masculine, her animus. These aren't random preferences or cultural roles. They are inner figures shaped by our earliest relationships, especially with parental figures, and by the collective symbols of femininity and masculinity inherited from culture, myth, and the human psyche itself. Over time, these archetypes become emotionally charged blueprints. We carry them unknowingly, and one day, we meet someone who seems to fit them perfectly. When that happens, the attraction can be overwhelming. There's often a deep sense of familiarity, as if we've known this person forever, even if we've only just met. It can feel like destiny, soul recognition, or some ancient memory reawakened. But Jung would caution us, this is not fate, nor evidence of cosmic soulmates, it's the psyche seeing its own internal design reflected in another human being. Reason 2. You awaken a powerful unconscious image they've carried within. You resemble the unconscious image they've held for years, maybe not in appearance or behavior, but in essence. You activate an internal pattern that stirs powerful emotion, and that's why the connection feels immediate and irrational. It's not about you, it's about the symbol you've become to their inner world. But here's the problem. When someone falls in love with an inner image projected onto you, they're not really seeing you, they're seeing a fantasy, a sacred idea, or a psychological construction. You become the screen for a projection that was written long before you arrived. And as soon as the real you begin to emerge, your flaws, your contradictions, your human nature, the fantasy starts to crumble. What once felt divine becomes confusing, what once felt perfect now feels complicated. Conflicts emerge, disappointment follows, and the illusion collapses under the weight of truth. This is why so many passionate relationships begin with euphoria and end in chaos. They weren't based on mutual understanding, but on archetypal projection, an unconscious script trying to play itself out in the real world. No human can live up to an archetype forever. Before we continue, I truly hope you're finding this video insightful. If so, don't forget to share it with anyone who might benefit from these ideas. If you'd like to support the Mental Dose channel and the work we do, you can leave a donation by clicking the thanks button just below this video. Your support means the world to us. Now, let's continue. Despite the pain and confusion that projection often brings, Jung did not see this as failure. On the contrary, he believed it was an essential part of our growth. Love is not just an emotional experience, it's a tool of transformation. Every person we fall for becomes a mirror, and what we see in them is what we need to see in ourselves. Some people reflect our hidden potential, and others expose our deepest fears. Some awaken our creativity, others our insecurity. But all of them serve the same psychological purpose: to accelerate the process of individuation, the journey of becoming whole. When someone falls in love with you, they may believe they're seeing something magical in you, and they are, but the magic lies in what you awaken inside them. You are not just a person, you're a symbol, a turning point, or a psychological invitation. The same is true in reverse. The people you fall in love with, especially the ones who shake you, who change you, who break your heart, they're not random. They're carriers of meaning, catalysts for your inner evolution. Some people come to awaken what's dormant in you, some come to teach you what you've refused to learn, others come simply to show you your own reflection, distorted or clear, depending on how ready you are to look. Not all of these relationships are meant to last. Some are meant to disrupt, and some are designed to break patterns. Jung called these encounters synchronistic events that are not logically connected yet deeply meaningful. When someone appears in your life at a precise moment and evokes powerful feelings, it may not be coincidence. Your unconscious and theirs were ready, and the meeting itself was a sign that change had already begun. These are not mistakes, even the painful ones, even the ones that leave scars, especially those. So, why do people fall in love with you? Because you either reflect something they desperately need, or you activate something they've forgotten. In both cases, the love isn't really about you, it's about the self trying to evolve. And the same is true for you. You fall in love with those who mirror your missing parts, those who resemble your inner images, those who, knowingly or not, carry the key to your next chapter of growth. But if you don't recognize these patterns, you risk staying trapped, attracted to the same types, repeating the same relationships, chasing the same illusions. You might think you're unlucky in love when, in fact, your unconscious is simply trying to teach you something you're not yet ready to learn. Jung would say the answer is awareness. Once you understand your projections, your inner figures, your patterns, you stop looking for someone to complete you, you start becoming whole within yourself. And from that place, love transforms. It's no longer based on fantasy or fear, it becomes real, grounded, free. In the end, the deepest love is not about finding the perfect person, it's about awakening the parts of yourself that have been waiting to be seen. You don't just fall in love with others, you fall in love with the version of yourself they help you uncover. Understanding love through Jung's lens reveals that it's never just about the other person, it's always a journey back to the self. So, the next time someone falls in love with you, or you feel that deep pull toward another, ask yourself, what part of the soul is waking up right now? If this video made you reflect on your own experiences with love and connection, share your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to subscribe to the Elder Guidance Network for more deep, thought-provoking content about psychology, relationships, and the inner world.